Hello Sagittarius, this is Luke Vulgarakis from LV Life and welcome to your tarot reading for 2024. Now we're going to start with 3 cards to represent the transition between 20 and 24, and then we'll do 12 cards, one for each month of the year, and then finally another 3 to summarize. Now this is for anyone with a sun, moon or rising in Sagittarius, so let's see what we've got. Nice. 3 cards straight out the deck. So we'll begin. Oh, the Death card. What has changed for you in 2023, Sagittarius? I feel like there's been a significant shift. The death of one thing and the rebirth of another. So yeah, whatever's happening in terms of this transition is related to this death experience of 2023, and not necessarily physical death. It's the end of one thing and the start of another. So yeah, this is quite interesting. Let's see how that relates. We've got the Temperance card. Has the end of this thing challenged you to then start reviewing your life, restoring balance back into your life, starting to nurture yourself from different levels and different angles, not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually? I feel like there's been real transition in 23 to 24 from one thing to another, but not just physically, but also, as I said, mentally, spiritually. And perhaps that has left you reevaluating the people in your life and finding this kind of strong core team of people that really uplift you, support you, and have your back. So that when you need to disappear or turn your back or go wandering, they're still there, they still got you, they still love you and support you, whether near or far. You don't need to worry about them stabbing you in your back or, you know, being mistrustful or dishonest. And again, we've got this sun and moon energy here, so it's that balance that we talked about with temperance. So yeah, I feel like there's been a massive transition in 23 for you. That has just left you reevaluating your life. So let's see how that translates into 24. Have a look. January, February, March. Too many. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. All right. So let's start with January. We just kind of talked about reevaluating relationships in your life and getting your core strong support network, right? Then we move into this 3 of Cups, which is very much celebratory in terms of really having the right people around you, and that being really joyous and really nice and really connecting. There's a real, I mean, this literally could mean, I don't know, some kind of gathering or get together or social event or something, but I just feel like there's a real deep and meaningful opportunity for bonding in regards of relationships and friendships particularly, or whoever it is that's in your circle. So a real good bonding opportunity in January. February is more interesting. We've got the Devil card. Yeah, February. Try not to get tempted back into the past. The devil is very much about um, going back to old habits, old people, old circumstances, old situations, because they feel safe, they feel all you've ever known. But it's like, don't allow that temptation to tempt you back. When you look here, the first is nudity. Nudity kind of represents this vulnerability, this fear of exposure, fear of being your true self. And then they've got the chains. The chains are attached to the door down here. The chains around the neck aren't actually tight, they're quite loose. They really could be slipped off and you could just be heading straight out that door and avoiding the devil, right? But you stay bound and tied to the devil because it's what you know. It's what feels safe, even though it isn't necessarily serving you. So don't get tempted back. Remember the group that you've created. Remember the people around you that love you, uplift you, and support you. And as I say, loved, uplift, and support, we see this card here, which is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is literally people loving you, uplifting you, and supporting you. Remember these people. These people are literally celebrating with you. You're coming in on your horse here, this white horse, this victory horse. You're holding up your wand with its wreath on the top, and everyone's right by your side, marching along with you. This is a reminder to use your team, use the people around you, and allow them to uplift you and support you. Ask for help where you need it, ask for them to march by your side, but do not get tempted back to the old. It's not going to be worth it for you. And then we move on to the Emperor in April. And the Emperor is this authority figure, a trustworthy leader, a real authoritarian figure. Perhaps you become this, perhaps to your network, to your core of people. They look at you like this wise authority figure, someone that can be trusted, someone that can be relied upon, someone that's dependable, someone with knowledge and wisdom. I feel like you're stepping into that Emperor role. I feel like as long as you're not tempted backwards, you're really stepping into something where you're not just here for yourself, but you're here for others too. That's April. And as we move into May, we've got this Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands represents like having the world in your hands, literally having these opportunities, these choices that can be made that are wonderful, that literally put the world in your hands. You're going to have options in May. And I think that maybe this Emperor, I'm going back on the Emperor just for a moment because something's just popped into my mind, that perhaps there is someone that could also be the Emperor in your life, an authoritarian figure who sees you now, who believes in you now, who wants you to step forward and might present you with opportunities, and then you get a choice. It's not just about the opportunity that the Emperor wants for you, but it's about having choice. So this is quite interesting. The springtime is going to be really interesting for you in terms of really stepping up and really being able to achieve things that have perhaps been on your bucket list or to-do list for a while, you know. And then we go into June and we've got this Five of Pentacles. Now, five can be a little bit of a disruptor. And this sits sitting below the devil. So this is very much about you need to focus on the good, what you've got, all of the good stuff, and not focus on the things that are going wrong, or the things that drag you down, or the things that could tempt you back. Right? It's getting rid of the pessimism and focusing on the optimism. Now, I'm not always in favour of being optimistic all the time. I think pessimism has a very important value, but particularly in June, You need to get out of the pessimism and into the optimism. If you're focusing on the broken legs and being out in the cold and a bit lost and wandering, you're not seeing the opportunity. The opportunity is right there. So perhaps when things start going right for you, you start to look for what's going wrong. Where could it all go wrong? I don't deserve this. What's going to happen next? Things always go wrong for me. It's all mindset. You need to look not at the problems, but at the opportunities in June. And then in July, you're chipping away. All this hard work that you've been putting in is starting to pay off. Literally chip, 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 and it's building up and it's building up and it's building up and it's paying off. But it's in reverse. I think you're going to get impatient. I think you're going to want to take on the world overnight, and you're going to be frustrated that you can't do it all at once, but keep chipping away. Keep chipping away in July. It's really off the back of this, the pessimism element, kind of focusing in on what you're not achieving rather than what you are achieving. So keep chipping away. Everything that you're doing is doing it right. As I said that, I'm looking at the camera and it said 11:11 on it. I feel like I needed to hear that message as you say, keep chipping away, because I've certainly been in that Five of Pentacles state recently. So that was funny. Just for me, little message for myself there. Why not? But maybe that resonates for you too. And then in August, still chipping away. It's going to start being like real hard work, real hard slog, but you're putting your stakes in the ground. You're doing it all for the right reasons. Everything that you're doing is working. But it feels a bit exhausting. That's okay. That's part of the hard work process. It's come out in reverse. So it's more about the feeling like it's hard work, feeling like it's a slog, feeling like you're not getting anywhere, but recognizing that everything that you do is chipping away exactly what you want. The moment I said chipping away, it went to 1212. What's that about? I have to Google these divine numbers in a minute. And then like the hard work that you're putting in is putting these stakes in the ground. It's setting the foundations. Don't focus on the graft. Do it, but don't make it gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't make it a chore. Chore is the word I'm looking for. You can do the hard graft, but don't make it feel like a chore. Make it feel like it's worthy. That everything that you do is chipping away and putting stakes in the ground. Everything that you do is worthy, no matter how small it is. Nothing is a chore. You've got to keep persisting. And in August, sits right below the Two of Wands, we have the Three of Wands. So we've been talking about opportunities for you, and this is like the actual doing of them. This is the stepping into that blank canvas, that blank terrain, and being able to do whatever you want with it. There's great stuff happening now. This is when it's really starting to show dividends, all the hard work. Like you have the opportunity to now go in and create and craft and mold and do whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And in September, no wait, October, lost my months. It's October. It might be time to move away from one thing and sail towards another. What you can see here is people on a boat sailing across the water, but they're sailing towards a new land. They've got a cloak on them and a child representing kind of a heartfelt journey, a journey that's not necessarily easy, but is essential, is necessary. But they're carrying those swords with them, which means that there are still things that they need to learn, battles that they might need to face going forward. But all of what they're doing is from a place of need rather than want. So I feel like when you've got these opportunities presented to you in September, in September, where you've kind of got this blank canvas to go and do and create and mold whatever you want. Part of that process in October is having to say goodbye to the old. Like if you're going to want to create and draw on this new canvas, you need to chuck the old canvas out. But it's going to be for good reason. It might not feel wonderful, but it is going to elevate your ability to create in this new plane. And then in November, we've got the Five of Wands. You've got to be really careful not to get dragged backwards by people's meaningless nonsense and battles. Like, there's a lot of nonsense and noise in the world, and a lot of people with opinions and views, and it's very easy to get involved in that drama. Don't. I feel like as you turn your back on whatever this is in October, it might create a bit of tension or drama amongst people, or a few opinions to be shared. You don't need to get involved in that. You need to hold your own there. You need to know that you don't need to justify yourself, your views or opinions or decisions to anyone. They're your decisions. So definitely don't feel like you need to prove yourself to anybody in November. And in December, the hand pops out the cloud, and here comes the Ace of Swords. Literally a crown placed upon a sword, celebrating a victory. When I see the hand out of the cloud, for me, it's like something that's been divinely placed on your timeline. You believe, like I do, that we live many different lives, and that when we come in here, we put a few things or a few people or a few circumstances on our timelines. Sometimes they're just waiting to be dropped in. And the universe has been waiting to drop in this victory for you, this win. So that's coming in December, so long as you do the work, right? So long as you do the kind of taking those steps forward, cutting some ties with some other things and not getting involved in people's opinions and dramas. If you take those steps, the reward is coming in December. So yeah, an adventurous little year for you. Now let me draw 3 more cards just to summarize. Oh, another ace. Look at that. Ace of Cups. Again, this is a hand out of a cloud, stuff coming in, showing you things that have been on your timeline that are waiting to be gifted to you. This, however, you know that cliche, you can't pour from an empty cup. I feel like your whole year is going to be along that theme. You're going to have to do a lot of outpouring, particularly in the summer. A lot of effort, but it's not focusing on all that effort being, as I said earlier, a chore, but on it being something that is going to work for you, that's going to create for you, that is chipping away at everything. But all of that stuff is leading to something, and it's leading to your cup being really full. It's leading to these gifts from the universe that have been sat there waiting for you. So yeah, it's like, you might feel like your cup is depleted, but believe me, it's going to be full. Don't focus on the depletion. Focus on the fact that this is what you have to do to fill it back up. And then we get the King of Cups. And this is in reverse. So this is finding yourself, but emotionally finding yourself. I think within this process, there's a big emotional journey that's been happening. I think particularly in those summer months, you're going to feel overwhelmed. And I think that all of these cards are coming out as a reminder that it's all just temporary, and it's leading to something better and bigger and more vibrant for you, more in alignment with you. So this King of Cups is very much about, you can see in the background, there are kind of some waves and then a fish jumping out. It's reminding you that good stuff comes out of the waves sometimes, when it feels a bit rocky or, a little bit much. Good stuff is still waiting for you. Stuff will appear, stuff will grow, and you'll find your throne. You'll land on your throne. So yeah, ride the waves, I would say. And then there's the Hierophant. Now we had the Emperor and the Hierophant. They're actually sitting in a line here. The Hierophant is like this kind of spiritual guide or leader, like an almost not a godly person necessarily, could be kind of depicted that way, but um, someone with thoughts and opinions and views that you can get on board with. But you've got to be cautious. You don't want to blindly bow down and follow, like we often see in, I'm going to be brutal, in organized religion. We often see things that are blindly followed that are not necessarily in alignment with the truth of who we are as a modern human. But you will find something or someone or a method or a process or a belief system that's really going to inspire you and lift you up. So amongst part of this, I feel like there's a change of views and a change of opinions coming in regards to what you believe. But I think it's going to be really positive for you. It's going to give you something a bit more tangible to hold on to and to feel good about and to know that it's all worth the journey and all worth the effort. So yeah, really busy year for you, Sagittarius. It's a busy year. But it's a really nice year because you've got a really good network of people around you now based on your 23. And that's why you can do this. That's why you can get through this busy year, because you've got people loving and supporting and lifting you up, and opportunities in their abundance coming. So yeah, it's very exciting. All right, let me know how that resonates. Feel free to comment, and throughout the year, just ping me a message or comment, because I love to know what's going on with you and if it's starting to come into fruition. If you want a personalised version of this reading, I'm doing those for £24 for 2024. We can do that via video call in my Wellbeing Centre in Fareham. And also on the 4th of February, I'm hosting a day-long course about how to learn tarot in the way that I do tarot, which is intuitively, not necessarily relying on the textbooks, and really trying to generate stories and connection rather than just focusing on specific spreads or specific meanings of certain things. So if that's of interest to you, you can do that as well, and the information will be in the description of this video, and you can always comment and contact me, whatever. So lovely to see you. I really hope you have a wonderful 2024, and take care, enjoy, and good luck with it all. I'm excited to hear about it. Bye bye.